first, the Goldfields Signpost Racing Museum Handicap. We're 7 minutes off start time.
Race number 5 at Kalgoorlie Boulder Race Club is the Auscot Carpentry and Maintenance. Thanks, Brucey Handicap. It's over 1,400 metres and it's a Class 2 level. You can scratch number 6, Minor Detail. That leaves us with a field of, you guessed it, 7 and a Pay 1-2 event again here. We start with Pray For You from the yard of Ricky Brown. Patrick Carberry to ride. The gear change here is that the blinkers are on and the winkers are off. A 5-year-old gelding by Divine Prophet. First up off the back of a trial where he was beaten 4.5. He settled at the back and finished at the back behind Ablo. We obviously saw Ablo run really well last week in a heat of the Sky Seas. Pray With You goes around a $6.50 chance. A gelding that they will eventually step out over further, but I thought could sprint nicely with them here first up at 1,400. Number 2, Flying the Flag, a maiden winner here last week, beating Edwards Choice by a half. Now, we saw a lot of that form on show earlier on today in the race that was won by Military Action. We saw Edwards Choice there as well as Araficio, and we also saw in that field from that race Bayraktar and Altina, and it didn't exactly hold up as a form reference. From the inside gate, expect that he gets the right run. He's on the 7-day backup, but he does rise up a kilo against a better quality of opposition. Currently, a $6 chance under Jade McNaught. The next horse we look at here is number 3, I'm a Wild Girl, who is our favourite, a filly trained by Ben and Dan Pearce down in Perth. Tash Faithful rides. She's by Performer, and she's having start number 15 here today, looking to win her second career race. Easy in betting here. She's now out to $3.10 in fixed odds. She was beaten as favourite last start at Ascot in a Class 1 1400 under Willie Pike, beaten 2.5 by State of Fury when just grinding to the line. She's here today looking to make it 1 from 1 at the KBRC. She is our favourite, number 3, I'm a Wild Girl. Number 4, Sendem. This is my on-top selection here, but can be a bit hit and miss, this 5-year-old by God Has Spoken. First up, he was excellent behind Right to Silence. Second up, he was bitterly disappointing. If he could reproduce that first up run, he'd be hard to beat here. So with the senior rider, Lucy Fiore, going aboard, I thought here he was a genuine chance in what looks a very even contest. Number 4 on top for me, and Sendem. Number 5, Witch Street, is a mare by Street Boss, trained by Ash Grace, to be ridden today by Christo Sardelic, who takes off 2 kilos and brings the weight down to 55. Raced last week behind Perori in a Class 2 1100 when finding a bit of traffic turning for home, and I thought hit the line really nicely late, suggesting that maybe the step to 1400 would be up her alley. Off the 7 days from a nice barrier, I thought that Witch Street was a genuine top 4 contender here and is currently a $5 chance in betting. Number 6, Minor Detail is scratching, so we move to number 7, The Grey, Venacious. A last start Class 1 winner when beating Sendem home and beating that galloper by a big margin as well. It was a good effort from this $11 chance last start. Got the job done by half a length, rises up only 1 kilo, comes into it 4 weeks between runs, and if she reproduces, she should be thereabouts, and she's holding up as a $10 chance. Number 7, Venacious. The final runner here is number 8, Straken, prepared by Helen Harding. Keshel Do Run rides. This mare hasn't won a race in over 1,000 days, and that's the obvious concern. Goes around the 20-1 outsider of the field. Last seen at Albany when beaten 3 1/4 by Urban Warrior. Looking at these market here ahead of race number 5, number 1, Pray With You, a $5.50 chance. Number 2, Flying the Flag at $6.50. Number 3, I'm a Wild Girl's now out to $3.50, so still easy in betting. Number 4, Send 'em, $4.60. Number 5, Witch Street is $5. Number 6, A Scratching. Number 7, Venacious, $10. And number 8, Straken is 20 to 1. 2.5 minutes away from race number 5, so still plenty of time to get your bets on here at Kalgoorlie. My numbers are 4, 5, 1 and 7. I'm going to go with the enigmatic Send 'em. If he brings his best, he's hard to beat. If he brings his worst, well, you tear your ticket up. He is a bit like that, this horse. Number 5, Witch Street, off 7 days, down in weight, up in distance. I like all of those components about this mare's form. Number 1, Pray With You, first up here. Big weight, likely to get back, but can run on hard. And 7 in Venacious. If she reproduces her last up run, she's a genuine winning chance. I tiptoed around this favourite, I'm a Wild Girl. She's been going around short, and I just don't think she's been delivering that well. Admittedly, this is probably easier than what she's seen in recent starts. 4, 5, 1 and 7 for me, but a tough race this, race number 5. Royce Newton goes 3, 7, 1 and 8. He's gone the other way completely. He's with I'm a Wild Girl, who's here at $3.60 now. 2 minutes away from race number 5. He'll be with you shortly for the call over the 1400 metres.
Okay, the final of these runners arriving behind the 1400 metre start in the Auscot Carpentry and Maintenance. Thanks, Brucey. Handicap. Scratching here is number 6, 7 to run. I'm a Wild Girl at 360. Ahead of Send 'em at 440. And then we've got Pray With You, who's had some support at $5. Witch Street, that same price, and then $7 about Flying the Flag, 11 Venacious, and Straken at $23. So these runners start to come forward. I'm a Wild Girl in the white cap if you've backed the favourite. So Venacious comes along the grey. Last start winner, who represents value at $11. There goes Witch Street into line. Send 'em coming along. So Send 'em locked away. I'm a Wild Girl coming forward now. This is start number 15 for I'm a Wild Girl. Straken coming forward, which will just leave us with the top weight, Pray With You. So the Auscot Carpentry and Maintenance, thanks Brucey handicap, about to get underway. Here's Pray With You. Red lights on. Thanks, Stu. We're about to get underway here. 1400 ahead of the field. They're off racing. Good level dispatch it was too. Breaking the line first, Venacious, together with also Send 'em. Witch Street up in the action early on as well, and just back and behind those, Flying the Flag. Being joined in the same colours by I'm a Wild Girl. Then we had Straken, and settling down at the tail, it's the top weight, Pray With You. 1,000 metres to run in the back straight. It's Venacious, the grey, showing out 3/4 of a length, Witch Street. Then we had next of all Flying the Flag, the last start maiden winner. Next was I'm a Wild Girl, the favourite 4th. Then Send 'em, who's just doing a bit of extra work, followed by Straken. And at the tail, it's Pray With You, but only 5 lengths covers the field of 7 as they head to the side of the course. It's Venacious, who takes them on to Charles Street. And doing it easy out in front, showing the way by a half a length on Witch Street, who's just edging closer. Then we had Send 'em, Followed next of all by Flying the Flag. Between runners, I'm a Wild Girl, just needs to extricate. Pray With You around the outside, starts to extend, and it's Strachan last at the tail. They straighten up for the run home. It's Witch Street. Witch Street hit the lead from on the inside. Venacious responding. Then we had Sendham down the outside. Pray With You together with Flying the Flag and Strachan, your widest runner inside the final 100. It's Venacious the grey just in front. Here comes Flying the Flag. It's Flying the Flag hitting the lead and wins. Flying the Flag has got up in one photo second. Venacious, who crossed the line with Strachan. Then we had Sendham. They were followed in next of all. At the head of the others, we had Witch Street, followed by Pray With You. And at the tail, it's I'm a Wild Girl. So number 2, Flying the Flag, the last start maiden winner, I believe. Yeah, so it's gone on to make it back-to-back victories. Took 14 starts to break through, and then under the trainership of Pete Fernie, who was transferred this horse for its most recent effort when winning its maiden, it's gone on to make it 2 in a line. Flying the Flag for Pete Fernie and Jade McNaught gets up. It was Pete's more wider runner in terms of the market, and has won at each way odds. 7, 8 gets second, that is Strachan. Just ahead of the 7, Venacious getting third, the grey. So good go for the Miners. 4 gets fourth in Sendham. 2, 8, 7, 4. Margins coming through a neck by a long head, and the winning gallop 125.02. 125.02. 2, 8, 7, 4 after the running of race number 5. Well, Flying the Flag for Pete Fernie and Jade McNaught by Galar from Femme de Class brings up its second victory this gelding, and owned by the Pierce Racing Syndicate, and also Danelle Pierce, 2-year winner, defeating Strachan, who's come from the clouds down the outside. Did look well going to the gate, Strachan. Nice dark coat on her by Omo the Talk from Miss Kincaple, trained by Helen Harding, ridden by Keshaw Durham, owned by G. Williamson, Mrs. J. Williamson, Lex and Shirley Piper. Third in was a 7, Venacious, Paul Tapper and Christy Bennett combining there for third, by My Admiration from Vernaut, and owned by Nikki Jordan and Paul Tapper. 4 gets fourth, that's Sendham. Every possible chance, Pete Fernie and Lucy Fiore. Numbers there, 2, 8, 7, 4 in the 5th. Race 6 is next, the Gannon Sportswear and Trophies Handicap over the 1,623 metres. And we've got a field of 10 to run in the next. Good market too. One More for Leo is your favourite at $4.20, just ahead of Captain Rogers, $4.80. $5 It's a Lance, $6.50 Magic Will Reign, $6.50 Callaroo. A host of chances in race 6. That comes up at $3.45. In the meantime, the interim numbers for the 5th are 2, 8, 7 and 4.